Hey guys, gals, Froggy here. This is going to be a video on the installation of this LG air conditioner. This is the kind that sits on the floor inside of a room. This one is big enough to do one room. And this is the room. It's probably 20 by 20, 400 square foot on the bottom. Maybe a little bit bigger than that, but I think this will do the job. First thing you need to do is figure out how wide your window is. And in this case, my window needed 3 large sections of this piece here, which is going to allow for venting. The vent is going to install there. There are some other examples in the instructions on how to do the venting if you don't have one like this. So you'll see that in the instructions. There is also some foam to seal around the window and around this part here. I'm not going to put that in yet because I might be moving it around and you have to cut it to size. So once it's finally established the way it's going to sit, then I will put those foam pieces in. These little plastic end pieces are called diffusers. You're going to put one of those on each end of this air vent. You take the air vent and you pull it out like that. This is almost like a screw. Think of it like a screw. You pull it out a few folds like that, and then you screw it into the diffuser like that. Just kind of screw it in. The diffuser will have a couple of notches. See those tabs, and those are like threads of a screw also. So you screw it on each end of the hose. Okay, so it's not very clear with the instructions, but what you do, the oval-shaped diffuser, you kind of square it off to the holes, but then you shift it like a ½ an inch to the left. No, let me say that again. You square it off to the holes so that the 2 top tabs are lined up with the notches. One bottom tab is lined up with one bottom notch. You shove it through the holes and then you move it about a ½ an inch that way and it locks in. So the tabs are locking right there. I'm touching a tab. It's locking on the hole. It goes through. It's locking on this piece here. And then on the one that attaches to the machine, you orient it the long way. It's got a long side and a short side. So the long side vertical, and then you just slide it in to these, not really tabs, but these little catches here. You slide it in to the catch. You don't want to have any severe bends. That's a pretty good, easy bend right there. So once you're sure you've got it where you want it to be, you can use these foam pieces to make a proper seal. They're sticky on one side and they give you a variety of pieces. Okay, you should not have this on an extension. You should not have it connected to an outlet where a bunch of other things are connected, like an outlet multiplier. Do not use that. This draws about I think 8 to 10 amps, and most household circuits are 15 amps, so there's not a lot of leeway. Okay, so you've been warned. Don't shove it up against the wall because you might make a kink in the hose. So you want the hose to have smooth airflow bends in it. I could go maybe a ½ an inch more into the wall, but that is how it's supposed to be. The remote is IR, so it has to be pointed. And I think the receiver for the remote is somewhere on the top here. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So if you're laying in bed and you got the remote, I don't know whether you'll have to hold it up in the air or get up and walk over to it. I'm not sure. You'll find that out when you get to it. I might angle this a little bit. From what it says in the directions, the receiver for the remote is under that LG logo. So you've got to be pointed about there, okay? So I angled it so somebody laying in bed, you know, over here, so it should work. All right, so I removed all the packing tape. I got batteries in the remote, and I haven't staged anything yet, so we're just gonna, it's plugged in, and it's got a circuit breaker or GFI, ground fault interrupter, on the cord. Remember I told you no extensions, no multipliers. I remember I told you I haven't finished up with that window, going through the window. So let's turn it on. Heard a little beep. It may have an on button, that a power button, a master power button. So let me check for that. Well, I touched the button on the top of the unit and now it's on. That might be like a master power button that has to stay on when you're using the remote. So it's running, it's blowing air. Most AC, like in your car, or if you have a big AC unit on your house, it might have a little bit of a warm-up time before the compressor kicks in. And this compressor has never run. Oops, sorry if the lighting got a little funny there. So usually you can hear a compressor cycle on and off also. Yeah, that's blowing cool air right now. On top it says 75 degrees. I'm going to shut the door and run it on maximum for a while and see what temperature we get to. The sun has come around to the side of the house now, so it's not directly coming in that window. You know, we're going to have to do something about a covering on that window. Also, that wall of this house is a wall that gets direct sun and gets heated up. So it has 3 modes. Let's see if you can see this now. Cooling, drying, and fan. This does not have heating. You do not have to attach a drain hose to it. The condensation is collected and reused to cool the compressor, I suppose. If it should get full for some reason, there is an error code that shows up, and you would have to drain excess condensation out using one of the drains in the back. Let me see if I can show you that. Upper drain. The lower drain is beneath that little thing here. There's the lower drain right there with that little black tail coming off of it. Okay? So the remote is working, and it is sensitive to where it's being pointed. Now here's changing the temperature setting that you want it to be at. Let's see if we can get the room down to, oh, let's see if we can get it down to 7. What the heck? That's probably too cold, but we're just testing it out. Here's the mode. dry, fan only, cool. Right? Fan, lower the fan. You can hear it now, getting a little quieter. Raise it up, back on high. And there's timer and sleep. I'm not going to go through those with you right now. You can figure that out. But there's a timer and a sleep mode. So, you know, if you wanted to shut off by the time it gets to 2 a.m., put it on a timer or sleep. Read the directions for that. Okay, so that's how you set one of these things up. Give me a thumbs up or a like if this helps you out. Subscribe to my channel if you want more from Froggy. Ring the bell if you want notification. Be safe. Have fun. Froggy out. Bye-bye.